Hi, I'm Jadi and welcome back to my channel, Geeking with Jadi. Today we were playing the SunshineCTF 2023. It has very nice challenges, cool, fun, on different levels, and we are doing very well. Although one day still remaining and we are waiting for more challenges because as you can see, we are super good. This is teams, this is a scoreboard. Now we are on the 4th place, maybe new challenges. We were on 2 when I started recording. We haven't solved this yet. We have to go and check it. Oh, a new challenge is there. We have to play this one. But I wanted to show you the DDR, a easy level of scripting challenges. It says all the cool robots are playing digital dance robots. A newly written game that has absolutely no sound. You know, those kind of games like Guitar Hero. There are some codes, you have to do this, you have to do that based on what is going there and you have to play it. Robots are just that good at these games until they crash because they can't count to 2, 5, 6 to the power of 8. Can you beat the highest score and earn a prize? Let's see. Technically, there is no data here, except that you have to reach this score, and this is the server you have to connect to. The reason that I'm showing you how to solve this one and not more difficult ones is that you have to understand how we start programming and make it further and further, more and more complex, one step at a time. We don't write something which works suddenly. We do step by step. This is the main thing that if you understand and if you pursue, you will be a programmer overnight. I have a terminal. I try that one first. It says, welcome to Digital Dance Robots. Instructions. Use the WASD. If you are a gamer, you know W and S will go up and down, S and D to the left and right, and this is very fun. And you can use space to open doors or control to fire or whatever you do. Use these arrow keys shown on the screen. If you beat the highest score of 255, you win a flag. Press enter to start. Okay, enter and ready to play. We lost. I had to go D, A, D, S, S. But I am too slow for this. This is a robot dance. So we have to write a program. Technically, the challenge is very obvious. Write a program to connect to the server on TCP this port. Read this. Press enter. Read this. Generate the equivalent WASD keys, send it to the server and see what will happen next. Let's go for it. We will split our screen. I will connect to a server because it makes things faster and easier. Thanks for IVVIT support. Okay, we have this. Here I will split it again. It's always good and useful to have an IPython prompt to write things, and here I have to write my program. I will go with Vim. I will call it ddr.py. Normally, the first idea is creating a TCP socket, connect to this, read this, send and enter, blah, blah, blah. Doable, not very difficult. But working with sockets is a little bit more difficult. We have to read data one by one and do everything ourselves. I used to have a same kind of challenge in my work a couple of years ago. We had many switches and routers, and we had to control them from one center by connecting to them and configuring specific ports on them to do specific things. And we were using a very nice library, which is kind of old nowadays, and it was called, I don't know why, but if you do Python telnet, telnetlib. or you can say how to connect to remote sites and send commands and read, and it will tell you, okay, telnetlib is a good choice. The reason is it's very straightforward. From telnetlib, import telnet. With telnet to this host and its port as tn, do these things. For example, tn interact, which is a little bit vague, but you can go telnet read all, reads whatever is sent by the server. Or more fun, read until you read some specific thing. And on the other side, you have some writes. Telnet write this buffer, send this. Very, very, very straightforward. Let's try it. Okay. And then we say from, sorry. With telnet, normally in a better programming world, you have to create variables for this, but we are having a challenge. We should be fast. I tried to have first blood here. First blood means I would be the first person who solved this, but I failed. Because I've thought I'm very good with this telnetlib. I was not. I had to do search because I worked with it 2 years ago and I had to search. It's very, very, very normal in the computer world to forget things. But when you understand something, it's like cycling. When you know how to use a bicycle, you know it. Okay, less practice will make you weaker and weaker, but you won't forget the whole thing. You can use Google is your friend, Bing, whatever you want, Copilot. Anyway, with telnet to this as tn, now we can do tn read until, I can say read until start. And I can even say a variable s equals this and print s. Very, very, very straightforward. Lots of complaints, fine with me. It is called DDR, so I would go with Python 3 DDR-py. Okay, it complains. It says a byte-like object is required, not str. So, whenever I'm talking with telnet, I have to send bytes and not strs. I can do like this and say I want the byte object here. Much cooler. Welcome to Digital Dance Robots. New line. This is a complete new line. I don't know if complete is okay or not. \n means new line. \r feeds your line to the beginning. So practically \r, \n will go to the beginning and will go down. You will be here. So it's like a new line. In the computer world, whenever you go to the new line from here, you will be here. You won't be here. So this is enough. But on different operating systems, there are different options. This server is using this as its new line. So it says press enter to start, but there are still some things there. So I will read another one. I say to yank, I yank 2 lines. I will paste them. It seems... because I'm waiting for another start, which is not there. I have to say... I will break this. I'm saying wait for start, then wait for a new line. It reads the new line and it's most probably waiting for my enter. Let's send and enter. I will say tn write and enter. I can send my own enter. No need for \r. Again an error. It says string requiring a string. Yeah. What? It says you're sending a string, not bytes. Right. Whenever talking with this library, I have to speak in bytes. Okay, now I'm sending an enter. What I get, I can have these two lines. I had to create a function for this, read one line. So it would do a read until new line, return whatever you read. But we have two lines here, and this is a competition, so I tried to be fast. Now I read another new line. Cool. Let's repeat it. Cool. So this time, wait until you reach start. I did. This was what I read. Then read another line. So I reached here. Then write the enter because this is waiting for the enter. I send an enter. Then read something which was a empty line here. Then read something which was this. Interesting. So this is in bytes. You see this B here. So I can try to work with it here. S equals this. I have S in bytes. You can convert this to UTF-8. So I would say decode it as UTF-8 string. Exactly what we needed. This is why it's good to have an IPython here and print lots of outputs. For sure, I wouldn't be able to write this without all these prints, because now I know what is going on. Later I may remove them and may not. Anyway, so I can say my data is decoding that one. So now I have this in my data. But this contains new line. I don't want them. So I can say data equals data replace any \n with nothing and copy this line. On Vim you can do YY. It will copy the one line. It's yank yank. Then do a P. It will paste it. So now I'm replacing this print data. If I run it once more, ouch. When you copy paste something which is not correct, you have two errors. Replace. It says str object has no attribute, replace. It's very important to be able to read errors. Now it's super cool. I have this. Let's parse it. I can say 4 character in data. The first time C will be equal to this one, then this one, then this one. And I will create a empty variable that would be ans, my answer back. And if the C is this, I should add a W to the answer. If this is the C, I have to add a S. It would be require lots of ifs, which is ugly. A good pattern is using a dictionary. I can say keys equal a dictionary. And then say this is W. This is A. It's a very, very common pattern among programmers to prevent those ifs. This is D. And finally, what we need, a down arrow. This is S. You see what I was doing. Normally I had to say if C equals this, then add a S to the answer. But here I can say very easily answer plus equal, which means answer equals answer plus keys C. Very beautiful. So now if C is down arrow, keys down arrow will equal to S. Exactly what a dictionary is. So I will create this. When done, I will print an F string. I'm sending ans. Okay, and send the actual ans. So we say on the telnet connection you have write ans. We have to convert it to byte, so I think it's enough to encode it. It will encode to the bytes. And what's the complaint here? Print F string, I'm sending ans. What's the problem? I don't. I will write this. Also, I have to write an new line because you write the answer and press enter. Then let's do one of these. 2 yank yank. G goes to the end of the line and print it. So we will see the answer. Let's run and see what happens. It's super cool. I'm sending this answer and the server sent us another challenge. So most probably I got 1 point for answering this correctly and got another one. Now I have, this is what is nice when you're learning programming. I waited for the start, waited for this, then send an enter, a new line, and here the server sent me its challenge. I processed it, inverted it, this one, to WS, I don't know, A, D, I'm watching the keyboard. Send it to the server up to here and read another line. So I've solved it for one answer. I need to repeat this. What's the easy way? One of the best ways is telling it while true, repeat this forever. Easy. I said, okay, you did all of those. Now read line till this one, print whatever you read, convert it, send the answer back, and repeat this forever. Let's try it. Working correctly. But at the end, we will have an issue and it will break somewhere because the system won't send whatever it is sending at the moment. Like arrows. It will answer back somewhere. So I would say, read whatever, print it. I don't need to do anything, I believe. Because on the last answer, I will answer back. Server will answer with something. I will show it. And then I will try to do this, which breaks. No important. I have this answer here. What I can add to this, which is also another very common pattern, is have an counter which equals to 0. Then on the line 13, I would say print, or I can do a count plus 1. I will add 1 to the counter, and here when I'm printing S, I can say C S. Oh, sorry. So I will have the counter which tells me where am I and how many correct answers I had. It broke because this is not called C, it is called counter. Okay, third time, fourth time, fifth time, and we are going forward. So let's wait for it and see if it works. I will do some of my own stuff. We'll meet you later. Okay, I answered a few emails, did some stuff, and we are reaching to the promised value. Cool. See what happened. We did it till the end. Okay. Then we got this back. See what happened? We did all the stuff. We went through all the answers. It was correct. On the last run, we read you win. Then we went through this, converted it to UTF-8, which is the same thing. Then removed this and this. Then ran this loop on it and said for each character, do this. And our dictionary doesn't have a key for capital letter Y. So we got back the key error. I don't have a Y. Wow. Most probably the next string was our answer. How can I solve this one? Easy and dirty. I can say each time you read whatever server says, show it to me, then try to do this stuff. This is not a nice coding, but this is a competition and we want to be fast. And we are just writing a program to solve one specific task one time. I did this. And I tell it, okay, read whatever server says, show it to me, then try to convert it to this one, remove this, go through this, and try to use this key to translate this to WASD and send back the answer. If this fails, okay, just pass, no problem. And then send an enter. So in this case, on the last one, the system will go through this. This will fail because I cannot translate this to WASD using these keys. This will fail, but I will pass, I will send an enter. I will read the next whatever server says. I will show it, will try to translate it. If not, I will just pass, press enter. So I'm just pressing enter and showing whatever system shows. But we need one more run. Let's go for it. Be brave, guys and gals and others. I can do my stuff again. Bye. Okay, this time let's see how it works. 25 and we won. See? I have this and the server disconnects me. As you can see, this time I have telnet connection closed error, which is fine with me. I don't want to check for it. This loop, this try, helped me to show whatever I'm getting from the server, even if it's not in the robot dance format. So I'm sending this. The answer was, you win. I'm not able to parse it, so I will just pass it. And the next one, I read it. It says, your prize is, son, do robots know how to dance? Sure they do. So, this was cool. And fun. Accept, please. Anyway, what I wanted to show you is, when starting to program, we don't know everything about it. We just try to read something and then show it. Then I saw, okay, I have to read another thing. Then I sent this. Then I did this. Then we did this in one step for once. We read whatever server sent. We processed it. We tried it here. When it worked, I added it here. Sent back the answer. Cool. And I had another read and print here. And saw, okay, another one of these is sent by the server. So I added a while loop here and made a loop of this and repeated this. Then I saw somewhere when it's finished, this breaks the code. So I added try and except. Please note, adding this kind of try and except is not a good practice in programming. But I want to show you how step by step I solve the problems. And I have a working program with this one. Hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe, tell your friends, whatever people